Welcome back, dudes. Here is Young Grandpa. This is one of the most, let's say, not requested, but the most awaited reviews about this tank. First and foremost, I want to say go ahead, grab your protein, grab your whiskey, wine, rakia, palinkovats, I don't know, man, your beer, your tea, your coffee, because this tank is gonna be freaking fun. So, today we're going to talk about Msta-S Vagabond, or I like to say the Msta, or Msta, the Msta SPG. This is a hell of an SPG. Like, when you got it, well, it's not so impressive. But if you have a good commander, like not this one that I have right now, but it's still useful. Something like Ophelia Kitescu, some of those commanders that you need to put some money in it and so on. You're gonna have a lot of fun with this tank. So let's go a bit of the stats. So it has 800 damage with 50mm penetration, average minute damage per minute it is 7k, reloads in 7 seconds without a second. 2400 hit points, 60 kilometers an hour, 370 view range on the move, and gun depression, gun elevation. It doesn't matter, it is an artillery. Now this artillery, it has a really good powerful gun, I can say, similar to the tier 9, the opposite of him, but it is, how to say, it's premium. And because it is premium, it's important because you make some money with this artillery. Especially, I was expecting this type of premium tank to pop out in the game for a freaking long time. Like, I played this game since 2015. I don't have so many tanks. I haven't played so active. I wasn't so active so I can have all the tanks. But for the past 2 years I'm active in this game. Let's go a bit about the modifications and so on. So when you get this tank, you ain't gonna have any upgrades. Let's say a different howitzer, a different projectile, maybe a new engine or tracks, so it's stock. Another thing it is that it was in service between 1980s and 1989, so probably 10 years, 9 years. And an estimated build was between 720 and 1000 plus. People that, well, not people, countries that bought it, it was Russia, Venezuela, Belarus, Azerbaijan, Ukraine, and Ethiopia. Now, if you want to read this, you can find it also on the site itself. Let's find a gameplay about this tank. So we have a T-49, me and my master, a Hellfire, a Markova free baz, and a Ramka. Starry Night, one of the hardest maps in the game in hardcore PvE. The other one, it is related to the winter. This one, it is something with night. So you're gonna watch the tank in night vision as it is. Let's have a quick forward now. So I'm going forward now. So here I go. I usually go on this position, so this is forwarded. So you can see that at the time the tank moves quite fast. Trying to basically, how to say the least, to look on the freaking map to see how my tanks and everything it is, So I'm trying to go with artillery in a position in which I can basically, how to say the least, to reset the base. And here I have some issues where I don't know why, but so here you may see me shooting with artillery. So I already reloaded, and the moment I see my base captured, I'm gonna try. I was trying the whirlpool to be set it or here or here or here, because I know that they're gonna be in this position. So now I'm gonna shoot. Now this is a WP. This is a WP that it helps you to reset the base and also spot enemy, and I get the damage as you may see on top of it. The teammates in my team were here playing quite good. My comrade is also here, and the artillery itself, basically it is one of the most like fun to play but also boring sometimes. Up to now, you know, it's kind of finished and we win. So now let's go for a test drive with this artillery to see how it is, and can I show you some tips, because even though it's an artillery, you need to have some, I don't know, experience at least. I had a match where the player itself didn't know to play with artillery and we nearly lost the match because some players doesn't know, they don't know or don't care on how to play with artillery. So as I said, I have high explosive, WP and smoke. This smoke, it's only when the team needs help and you need to sacrifice the WP for it. But usually it's occasionally, it's not always. That's why I have just 2 volleys, means 2 shots. But here I have WP, and let's say if someone captures the base and I'm not, it's a map where I have to defend the base, I prepare, I have 1, which is this one, and then I press 2, and when you press 2 you can see that a small thing, it moves, you see, it comes around the shell itself. So the moment I shoot this one, let's say on Merkava, WP already goes. Now both of them reload. You can do this if it's like if it is a base reset, something like this, or not. And that WP will keep on, let's say, eating the health of that tank. But keep in mind, the moment you reload this, you're gonna reload this one also. It's 1 at 10 seconds. You know? Let's say I do for this one. Well, I fully aimed, whatever. But let's say I shoot this one and aim this one, and shoot this one and aim this one. You can do this. Good side of this tank, it is that it has a machine gun that you can use if it is, let's say, some infantry squad, whatever. You can play with this artillery very aggressive if you want to. As you may see, the health points, you can turn your turret 360 degrees, so no problem with it. You can have fun. Let's say if someone comes to kill you, you can even ram it, but you're not gonna do so much damage. You know, it's quite a heavy artillery, but it's not like the other ones. So yeah, it is a fun artillery, I can say. Now reloading, for instance, shooting, moving. But this artillery, it isn't for fighting. It is a tank that is made for sniping. So you're sniping at long distances or aiming at long distance. So it's a good artillery. You need to have retrofits. If you want to have your tank reloading faster, you really need to have retrofits. Otherwise, it's a no-no. Yeah, so try to have retrofits. Put it on this tank. Ain't so much talk about artilleries in this game, because basically some quietly precise tanks for killing tanks at a long distance without being spotted. Self-propelled gun, basically. But it's really fun also to play with them. It's also cheap, it's also fun, it's also a money maker. You enjoy the game, you don't care about, let's say, if some players, as it happened to me sometimes, they don't do their job, I can play with artillery, very chill, and win the game. These are the retrofits I use on this tank. Camouflage factor, the V2. I use the improved turret drive. I use the gun breach V2 and also the ballistic computer 2, which it helps. I have a B repair kit, a small extinguisher, a large repair kit, and obviously a field rebuild kit. I use also for credit boost this one if I want to make some money, and as always with the tanks, premium tanks, you need to have money. Overall, the artillery, I like it. I was expecting to be a much better artillery than the tier 9 artillery, which it is the one that's the opposite of it, the PLZ-05, which I love to play with this artillery. Comparing the damage between those, it's quite significant, because the premium it has 800, the non-premium it has 65. One has 55 millimeters, this one has just 50, and all of it from utility to targeting and so on, especially the utility, it's quite bad. So you really need to have retrofits on your Msta-S Vagabond. Tell me what you think, guys, about this tank in the comments below, if you have it or not. Do you play with him? Do you use his abilities? Do you really want to see some abilities pop in here? Probably in the new feature, who knows. And catch you in the next episode.